I want to continue talking about our theme of exercising the skin, exarch. Exercise comes from the Greek term, or the Latin exarch, to remove stability, to destabilize. Exercise is destability, and there's lots of ways to do it. Basically, when you're lifting weights, you're doing resistance training, or if you're exercising your brain by doing puzzles and riddles and learning a new language, or you're exercising or any system, you're putting a stress on that system, and that system responds by growing. In the biological world, in the world of biology, this is one of the neatest phenomena, and it's really one of the best ways that we can access the body's health and wellness and healing systems is by putting a little bit of stress on it, but strategic stress. Nobody has a problem getting stress in their lives. We got lots of stresses, but we don't have strategic stresses. By strategic, I mean a balance of stress and rest along with nutrition. This is really how you get healthy. You put a little bit of stress in the system, and a little bit is the key phrase here, a little bit of stress in the system, and then you give the system a lot of rest, a lot of chance for the system to recover and recuperate while it's being nutriated. And it's this balance, this cycle between stress and rest while the system is being fed or nutriated that accounts for growth. And it's true about any system that's alive. It's true about a cell, it's true about the body, it's true about various organs, and it's true about the skin. Yesterday we talked about my favorite way, or one of my favorite ways to exercise the skin, to destabilize the skin, to stress the skin, and that's by dropping the pH, by making the skin more acidic. The skin grows under acidic conditions. Psoriasis, eczema, acne, dry skin, these are associated with alkaline skin. Skin has to have a pH that's slightly acidic. This is kind of interesting, this whole notion of pH in the skin and pH in the body. Many of you have heard of the pH diet, the pH miracle. There's a guy named Dr. Robert Young who's written several books on this. I've spoken to Dr. Young several times about his theories on pH. And while his point is well taken, it's a little bit simplistic in the sense that there's more to pH than just alkalinity and just alkalinizing the body. As it turns out, when it comes to pH, the skin needs to be acidic. A pH scale, for those of you who may not know, is a scale that measures how acid or non-acid a system is, or something is. It has to be a water system. It has to be water for something to have a pH. pH requires H2O. Water. So anytime a system has water in it, it's going to have a certain acidity or non-acidity. We say acid or base or acid or alkaline. On the pH scale, you've got 0 to 7 being acidic and 7 to 14 being non-acidic. So the pH scale goes from 0 to 14, 7 smack dab in the middle. Water is considered to be 7, and 0 to 7 is said to be acidic. 0 the most acidic, 7 the least, and then 7 to 14 is said to be non-acidic, non-acid, or alkaline. 7 being neutral and 14 being very alkaline. Alkaline is a measurement of how slow something is, or how negative its voltage, how much it's sucking up energy. Inside the body, you want the blood to be sucking up energy. That's why you want the blood to be slightly alkaline. However, on the skin is repelling things. The skin is protective. You want it pushing stuff away. So the skin needs to be acidic, and nature has mandated that the skin will have a slightly acid pH. The inside of the body is slightly alkaline, it's relaxed, it's sucking up electrical energy. The outside of the body is dynamic, it's moving, it's pushing things away. So the outside of the body, the skin, should be 4.5 to 5.5. If the pH of the skin gets any higher, if it gets any less acid or more alkaline, that's when skin diseases show up. So dropping the pH, making the skin more acidic, is a great health strategy. In fact, making the skin more acidic is the equivalent of exercise. If you're lifting weights, you know you can get strong when you lift weights. If you're doing your curls or your bench press or your squats or your military presses or whatever you're doing, you get strong by lifting weights. But if you want to be really strong, if you're training for some kind of athletic performance event, or you're a bodybuilder and you're training for a contest and you really want to be cut up and ripped and have well-developed muscles, you know that you don't just lift weights, you lift weights until you feel the burn. All athletes know about feeling the burn. All athletes recognize that when you feel the burn, you get a better workout. Well, what is that burn? The burn is acid. It's lactic acid. And it turns out that lactic acid, which is a type of alpha hydroxy acid, is a growth stimulant. Under conditions of lactic acidosis, that is, high amounts of lactic acid or relatively high amounts of lactic acid, muscles grow better. Muscles grow more completely. So if you really want a good workout, feel the burn. Well, guess what? The same is true about the skin. If you can drop the pH of the skin and, in essence, on the skin, feel the burn, and you can use alpha hydroxy acids like lactic acid to do that, you're going to exercise the skin. You're going to get more skin cells. You're going to get stronger skin cells. And you're going to get more connective tissue fibers. You're going to get more collagen. You're going to get more moisture factors. You're going to get more of everything you like about the skin. That's how we have great skin. The standard way of treating our skin with rubbing a cream on the skin is the silliest thing we can do to our skin. Not only doesn't it work, not only are we spreading water and wax and oil and nothing the skin can use on the skin, but even worse, we're suppressing the skin. We're shutting down chemistry in the skin. Sealing the skin up with a moisturizing lotion is the greatest way to guarantee dry skin. Sealing the skin up with wax and with oil and with all of the standard ingredients that are in most skincare products is a great way to shut things down, to suppress growth, to suppress moisture factors, to suppress the production of connective tissue fibers. Alternatively, by dropping the pH, by using alpha hydroxy acids, and there's various ones, I'll tell you what these are in a second. By putting alpha hydroxy acids on the skin, you can turn things on. Lactic acid, malic acid, tartaric acid, these are all fancy names for alpha hydroxy acids. If you want to use products, if you want to make your own alpha hydroxy acid growth stimulants, there's lots of stuff you can get right in your kitchen cabinet to stimulate the growth of skin cells. I'll tell you a couple of those when we come back from our break and take your phone calls as well. 844-236-6010 is our number. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side. We'll be back after this.
As if chlorine in our water weren't bad enough, now they're adding ammonia?
It's true. Some municipalities are now adding ammonia plus chlorine to your water supply. It's a disinfectant called chloramine. But with a trusted Big Berkey water filter, you can keep chloramine out of your water. New NSF EPA certified lab tests show EPA Berkey water filters remove chloramines, pharmaceuticals, BPA, pesticides, bacteria and viruses, all forms of fluoride, and much more. Big Berkey water filters are the original and most trusted on the market. The gold standard in water purification. And our filters last for years at less than 2 cents per gallon. Big Berkey, the one that's powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. Get your Big Berkey today. Call 1-877-99-BERKEY or click BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. That's 1-877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
It's absolutely heartbreaking. All over America, people are suffering from issues related to angina pain, high blood pressure, congestive heart failure, irregular heartbeat, clogged arteries, and high cholesterol. Can you live your life free from sickness, pain, and fear, and experience your body's healing itself? Look to Heart and Body Extract, an all-natural supplement that aids ailing bodies. It is an exclusive formula of wild-crafted and organic herbs. End the pain without all the side effects of prescription drugs. People 20 years younger will envy your vitality. Want a happier, healthier you? Then go to heartandbody.com or call toll-free 866-295-5305 for free information. Heart and Body Extract offers a lifetime guarantee with no price increase in over 14 years. What are you waiting for? Call Heart and Body now at 866-295-5305 for your free information or go to heartandbody.com. Distributor inquiries are welcome.
Hi, Peter Vaccaro for ParanormalDate.com. Are you looking for love in all the wrong places? Now you have a chance to change that by signing up for free at ParanormalDate.com. This incredible dating site puts people of like minds together. People who are interested in the strange, the unusual, mysteries, ghosts, UFOs, and the afterlife, and so much more. ParanormalDate.com was developed for you, people seeking a viable alternative to the other dating services. You can join for free by going to ParanormalDate.com, and if you decide you like it and want to connect with people, use the code GEORGE for a substantial discount. Mark Rawlings, president of ParanormalDate.com, says so many people hunger to share their experiences about the paranormal, the unexplainable, or the afterlife, and so much more, and this is the source for them to meet and share that common interest. So sign up for free at ParanormalDate.com, ParanormalDate.com, and use the code GEORGE if you decide to connect with someone you like.
Don't Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99, and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows, pause and rewind live TV, even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV.
People grow cotton, weave fabric, engrave ink, embed strips and fibers to protect from counterfeit, then carting to a private bank, having it lent back at interest, forcing taxes to service debt. This capitalism, or was Jefferson correct when stating a central bank issuing the public currency is a greater menace to the liberties of the people than a standing army? Ted Anderson, I'm placing a free silver dollar in a book that explains our monetary system. Call for your copy, 800-686-2237. It's time to understand the system. Call 800-686-2237. That's 800-686-2237.
By now you know that wireless technology like cell phones do in fact pose dangers to the health and privacy of everyone. Block-It Pocket's wide range of products are unmatched in providing the protection you deserve. No scare tactics, just common sense. BlockItPocket.com offers quality American-made options to alleviate and eliminate these invisible dangers. Learn more at BlockItPocket.com or call 888-315-9618. BlockItPocket.com, enhancing health and privacy.
Many are in disbelief today after word of shocking allegations against a Minnesota-based talk syndication company known as GCN. It's claimed that they're the fourth largest talk syndication company in the U.S., making it even more scandalous that they've been accused of helping business owners expose themselves on a massive scale. Let's go live to Tom for more on this story.
It's being called the greatest exposure of our lifetime, while other business owners are beginning to step forward claiming they too exposed themselves with the help of GCN.
It's true. They're all guilty. Every last one of them. GCN helped me get the exposure my company needed, and just think, that was years ago. Today, GCN has like 700 affiliate stations and over 6 million downloads from iTunes and their website every month.
Imagine the exposure your company can get. Expose your business to the masses. Email advertise@gcnlive.com. Easy, affordable, effective. GCN.
There's a guy named Dr. Wallach who is anything but your typical doctor. Both a veterinarian and a naturopathic physician, Doc asks, why is this country spending more money on healthcare by far and ranking 50th in health and longevity worldwide? Doc believes that people should empower themselves with a basic understanding of nutrition, taking charge of their life, and attaining optimal health and longevity through nutrition, not by toxic pharmaceutical drugs that lead to side effects that require more expensive and toxic pharmaceutical drugs. Talk about being dependent on drug companies to our own destruction, no less. This is clearly a deadly recipe. Doc Wallach's message is resonating with an increasing number of Americans who are waking up to all the government and big pharma manipulation of our health and healthcare system. I like what Doc Wallach is saying and doing to enlighten people about healthcare, and I've joined forces with him to help this tireless crusader spread his message. Visit brightsideben.com and listen to Doc Wallach's deadly recipe lectures. It makes a lot of sense, and I invite you to join our Brightside Ben team. Go to brightsideben.com. That's www.brightsideben.com.
Hi, this is Walt Augustinowicz. I'm the founder and CEO of ID Stronghold. By now you've heard our commercials about wallets that protect you from electronic pickpocketing. 10 years ago, I created a way to protect my own cards from prying eyes after government officials started talking about issuing a national ID card with a built-in radio chip called RFID. I felt having to broadcast my personal information was an invasion of privacy. Soon after, it was also announced that credit cards, debit cards, U.S. passports, hotel room keys, and even transit passes would all soon incorporate RFID. It was then I formed ID Stronghold to share my inventions in blocking RFID signals with the world. There are a lot of misconceptions out there today about RFID. I encourage everyone to get informed and get protected. Please go to idstronghold.com and get the facts and the wallets, sleeves, or badge holders you need to protect your personal financial data. You'll be pleasantly surprised that through our direct sales model, you won't pay more than other comparable unprotected wallets. It is as though the protection is free. Visit idstronghold.com today.
Are you tired of commuting to a job that makes someone else rich, working harder than ever, but getting nowhere? Do you hate spending hundreds of dollars every week on daycare, having someone else raise your children? With our opportunities, you can start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss, work from home, and live a happier life. At Be the Boss Network, you'll find hundreds of work-from-home opportunities that you can literally start today and be earning money as soon as next week. Go to freedom106.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss. Get out of the rat race. Work from home. Go to freedom106.com right now and change your life today. That's freedom, the number 106.com. Go to freedom106.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You be the boss. Go to freedom106.com.
All right, we are back on the bright side. I'm Pharmacist Ben. Got Dr. James Ehrlich talking some flavonoids, bioflavonoids, vitamin P. We'll talk about vitamin P. If you've never heard of vitamin P, that's the fancy way of saying flavonoids. These are substances that are found throughout nature, fruits and vegetables, and they've got some really interesting health properties. You know, if flavonoids were discovered today, we probably would call them a vitamin, but we don't refer to them as vitamins. We don't even refer to them as essential nutrients, but the odds are pretty darn good that they are essential and they are vital. This is one of the reasons why you want to make sure that you're getting lots of produce, vegetables. Not so much fruits because of the high sugar content, but eating lots of veggies is a great way to get your flavonoids. We'll talk to Dr. Ehrlich in the bottom of the hour about flavonoids and skin health, particularly bergamot flavonoids. That'll be at the bottom of the hour, and we'll take your calls here in this segment, 844-236-6010, 844-236-6010. We're talking skin exercise. Tomorrow I'll tell you about a vitamin that you can use topically. Some of you guys know what I'm going to talk about, a vitamin that you can use topically to exercise the skin. And when you use a vitamin to exercise the skin, not only do you get the benefits of the exercise, but you get the benefits of the vitamin too. So using this particular vitamin to exfoliate or to stimulate or to exercise the skin is a great strategy because then you get the benefits of the vitamin too. You get the nutritional benefits as well as the exercise benefits. If you're interested in using some home kitchen type products to exercise the skin, red wine is a great stimulant, great exercise agent. Just put some red wine on a cotton pad and exfoliate with red wine. Red wine contains alpha hydroxy acids, particularly something called tartaric acid. Red wine is also a good source of antioxidants. It's a good source of resveratrol and other compounds, flavonoids, that can help stimulate and improve skin health in addition to exfoliation. Apple cider vinegar is another great tool for exfoliating or exercising the skin. Apple cider vinegar contains the alpha hydroxy acid called acetic acid, which is actually a short chain fatty acid that we talked about for the digestive system, but also it's going to drop the pH on the skin. You also get minerals if you use apple cider vinegar, and if it's organic, of course, you'll avoid any preservatives or any toxicity. If you're interested, you can also use yogurt, by the way. Milk contains lactic acid. So using yogurt, a yogurt mask, or using just milk, buttermilk, will get you some butyric acid in addition to getting your alpha hydroxy acid, lactic acid. Of course, if you want to just go to the drugstore and have a pharmacist make a toner for you, ask him for glycolic acid or lactic acid. Lactic acid is a little more moisturizing than glycolic acid. In fact, lactic acid is the most moisturizing, skin softening of the alpha hydroxy acids. You can ask a pharmacist to make an alpha hydroxy acid toner for you. You can buy glycolic acid or lactic acid off the internet and make your own toner. It just goes right into water. Look for, if you're going to have a pharmacist make it for you, if you're going to make it for yourself, get some pH paper and look for a pH of right around 3-ish or so. 3 to 4, somewhere in there. Remember, the skin's got a slightly acidic pH. It's slightly acidic. The skin pH is maybe, 4.5, 5.5-ish. So if you really want to get the exercise benefits from your alpha hydroxy acid, you got to make sure that your solution is going to be around pH of 3-ish or so, even down to 2, anywhere between 2 to 3.5, and you need some pH paper to measure that. And you can buy pH paper at the drugstore also. By the way, lemon juice, lime juice, citrus juices. You can keep one of those frozen orange juice canisters in your freezer and scoop a little out and stir it in some water, and then get it to right where you want the pH to be, anywhere from 3 to 4, anywhere from 2 to 3.5. In that range, it doesn't have to be exact, and you can't even tell what it is exactly on pH paper, but slightly acidic. You'll know it's slightly acidic because it'll feel tingly. Some people call it a burn. It's not a burn. It's a tingle. And that tingle is your assurance that you're getting that stimulating effect. Tingle will go away. And then after you use your alpha hydroxy acid toner, you have a golden opportunity. That's the perfect time to dose your skin. After the skin has been exfoliated, it's ready to be dosed with vitamins. So you tone your skin with alpha hydroxy acids. Tomorrow I'll tell you about a vitamin that you can use to tone the skin with. And then you put your vitamin C on the skin. You'll get deeper penetration of the vitamin C. None of this requires a dermatologist. None of this requires going anywhere outside of your kitchen. You can do all of this right from the comfort of your own home. Let's see. Anything else I want to say? Oh, here's another thing. If you're buying an alpha hydroxy acid product, don't worry about the concentration as much as the pH. Skincare companies play all kinds of games, and they'll tell you, oh, well, this is a 10% alpha hydroxy acid solution or a 5%, or sometimes even skincare professionals will tell you to use a 10% or a 5% or 15%. That doesn't matter. The percentage doesn't really make a difference as much as the acid level. So don't be fooled by 10%, 5%, 15%, 20% concentrations. You want to know what is the pH of that alpha hydroxy acid level. You want to know what is the acidity of that alpha hydroxy acid product. You can have a 15% or a 20% that's weaker than a 1% or a 2%. You can have a 15% that's got a pH of 7, which is neutral, and you can have a 2% that's got a pH of 4, which is pretty acidic. The 2% in that case is going to be a much better product and a much more active product, and you're going to get much more benefits from that 2% than you are from that 15% or 20% because the pH is lower. So you want to know what the acid level is on your alpha hydroxy acid product. Get some pH paper, make your own, or if you're going to buy a product, use the pH paper to see what the pH level is on that product that you purchased. All right, tomorrow we'll talk about this vitamin, which you guys probably know what I'm talking about, and how it works as an exfoliating agent. And then we'll move on to talking about how this very important vitamin can help lighten your skin if you're hyperpigmenting, if you've got dark spots. And we'll talk about how this vitamin can shrink your pores or help reduce the appearance of pores. And also, we'll talk about how this vitamin can clear your skin up if you're breaking out. And we'll also talk about how this same vitamin that does all of these things is also the most important anti-aging topical vitamin you could ever use. We'll do all that tomorrow as we continue talking skin health on the bright side. 844-236-6010 is our number. Let's go to Mitchell in Texas. Welcome to the bright side, Mitchell. What's up, buddy?
Yes. Good morning, Ben.
Yes.
So I've been on BTK, Beyond OsteoFX, Glucogel, and Ultimate EFA for a couple years, partly from having listened to your show, and partly from Rule of Law Radio here in Austin. And I'm concerned because I've heard over the past couple weeks on some sort of alternative health shows about this vitamin K2 is what's being asserted as being needed to sort of counter the potential effect of calcium supplements hardening the arteries.
Wait, I'm not understanding. You're saying vitamin K2 is being touted as a way to antagonize calcium?
That it's needed in order to prevent the calcium from going into the arteries as opposed to going into the bones.
Okay, so
specifically they spoke about MENA-Q7 vitamin K2, and it's kind of hard to find info on the internet about that.
Yeah, it's a very confusing subject. Even nutritionists and certainly medical professionals don't quite understand the importance of vitamin K2. A lot of them don't. So here's the deal. Vitamin K in general is a calcium magnet. it attracts calcium. That's its main role. A lot of folks will tell you that vitamin K is a blood clotting vitamin, K for coagulation, and it is involved in blood clotting, but its main role is to suck up calcium, is to attract calcium. So what you're alluding to is the fact that vitamin K can help keep calcium in the bones and keep it from leaching out into the blood, but it is a bit more complicated than that, Mitchell. Unfortunately, we're out of time, and we got a guest coming up at the bottom of the hour. If you can call back tomorrow, that'd be awesome. I'd love to talk some vitamin K2. It's a very important vitamin and very misunderstood. I apologize, Mitchell. That's all the time we have for this segment. If you call back tomorrow, that'd be great. We're coming up with Dr. James Ehrlich talking bioflavonoids right after this. Don't go away. Okay, so we periodically, once a month or so, we talk to Dr. James Ehrlich, an expert on bioflavonoids, and today we're going to talk to Dr. Ehrlich about skin health and bioflavonoids. Welcome to the bright side, Jim.
Yes, thank you.
Hey, Dr. Ehrlich. Good to talk to you again. So just by way of review, for folks who haven't heard you on the air, tell us a little bit about yourself real quick, and then tell us a little bit about flavonoids and what they are and how they work. And then I want to ask you some questions about how flavonoids can be helpful for the skin. So how'd you get into working with nutrition, and tell us a little bit about your background as a physician?
Well, my background has been initially in anesthesiology, but then over the last 20 years, I've gotten involved in all sorts of tests and technologies in the early detection of disease and in preventive medicine. And that sort of got me involved with those people who are leading the fight against aging and the use of various products that can be beneficial in lowering cholesterol and blood pressure. And ultimately, a few years ago, when we talked about this, I got involved with a group of scientists in Italy. These are food scientists and cardiologists and endocrinologists who have been looking at a particular citrus fruit called the bergamot fruit that's endemic to Calabria, and noticed its great properties in antioxidant and anti-inflammatory, and this is really a bioflavonoid, which is able to counteract inflammation in the body and free radicals and the stress that occurs. And then about a year ago, we started studying its effect in human skin, which, like all other organs, undergoes aging. But unlike other tissues, the skin is in direct contact with the environment. So it's a unique opportunity to look at aging as a consequence of environmental damage. And as we all know, the primary environmental factor that causes human skin aging is ultraviolet irradiation from the sun. So we started studying the properties very rigorously in human skin cells of this sun-induced skin aging that we call photoaging. And it's a cumulative process that we believe can be ameliorated by botanicals, particularly this class of phytonutrients, or that we call phytochemicals. So these are botanical antioxidants, and a strategy of blunting the damaging effects of ultraviolet radiation has been increasingly popular with skincare products. And we were able to show the mechanisms in which this bergamot citrus product that you have available to your listeners, how this works in improving photoaging and blunting photoaging.
Now, when you say the sun, and you're right, the sun is one of the major causes of photo damage and photoaging. But we grew up in the sun, no, Jim? I mean, we grew up in Africa. The human body evolved under conditions of a hot sun. So clearly, there must have been mechanisms in place for protecting the skin. We wouldn't have survived, right? The human race would have been extinct. So would you say that had to do our natural protection that we developed that we don't have today, why we have so much more sun damage and cases of skin cancer, et cetera, has to do with not getting the flavonoids, not getting the nutrition that we, from an evolutionary perspective, have gotten?
Yeah, I think it's a very interesting point you bring up. You know, the barrier, the natural barrier, the skin has its own antioxidant system. that has evolved over the years in its own way of fighting environmental stress. The skin, however, was never designed to look at other toxins like smoking and some of the other pollutants that are out there that were not available, to our ancestors. So senescence, or aging of the skin, is the accumulation of all sorts of damages from the environment, not only ultraviolet radiation. And the skin system has developed its own antioxidant system, and that's what's always been available. It's just that under certain stresses, that becomes overwhelmed. So a certain amount of reactive oxidative species are generated during normal cellular metabolism, and then overexposure to ultraviolet radiation plus some of these other environmental toxins can lead to a significant reduction in your own antioxidant supply, accompanied by an increase of inflammation, what we call cytokines, leading to accelerated damage.
So it's like a straw that breaks the camel's back kind of deal, like a load phenomenon?
Yeah, that's right. Right. And the other thing that happens is you eventually get a reduction in your immune system, and you get DNA damage, which is what we looked at, telomerase activity, shortening of the telomeres, which you've probably discussed on your show. So the viability and the longevity of skin cells can be improved by slowing down the age-dependent shortening of these telomeres, and potent antioxidants like this bergamot may allow the telomeres to actually suffer less lesions, less damage to their DNA, and all related to oxidative stress and anti-inflammatory aspects. So we call this phytochemoprevention.
Let's say that again. Phytochemoprevention. So phyto for plant.
Phytochemoprevention or phytochemoprevention is done with botanicals, where we're using these phytonutrients to blunt the damaging effects of ultraviolet radiation and other stressors. And this has become very popular with skin products.
So would you say using the flavonoids is an overall anti-aging strategy in addition to being a skin health strategy, using the flavonoids orally? So for the whole system, all the systems of the body?
Yeah, all the aging systems can be blunted by modulating the immune responses, the inflammation, and the oxidative stress. And these are done very well by flavonoids.
Why do you suppose flavonoids are not considered to be an essential nutrient? It sounds like they are.
Well, that's a good discussion. I'm not sure. What are your thoughts about that?
I think that maybe they didn't know they existed back in the days when they were discovering vitamins. Because flavonoids are active in such tiny concentrations, maybe they didn't have the detection mechanisms. They didn't have the devices to be able to find them. I mean, I'm guessing. That would be my hunch. Because they do sound like they're essential. In the sense that you can't make them.
Essential.
Well, I was going to say, you can't make them, correct? These bioflavonoids are not made in the body.
No.
You have to get them from the diet. All right, hang tight. I want to talk about specifically how you can use bergamot and how you can use flavonoids in a supplemental fashion in addition to a dietary fashion for anti-aging and skin health benefits. And that includes, by the way, hyperpigmentation, darkening of the skin. Hang tight, Dr. Ehrlich. We'll be back after this. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side. Don't go away. Got more good health information coming up right after this break.
A little right, a little left, but always independent-minded. The Genesis Communications Network, GCN.
Okay, we are back on The Bright Side. I'm Pharmacist Ben. If you're interested in purchasing the bergamot product, Bergamax, if you're interested in upping your flavonoid levels and getting on some bergamot, you can go over to Brightside Health Products and get Bergamax right off the website, brightsidehealthproducts.com. We're talking to Dr. James Ehrlich, who's a bioflavonoid and bergamot expert. We're talking about bergamot and flavonoids for skin health. Real quick, I want to get into some practical stuff about how to use the Bergamax and the bergamot for the skin. But tell us what you know, Doc, about about hyperpigmentation, dark spots, and how that relates to sun damage, aging, and also how the flavonoids can help with that. And I know you're not a skin expert, but you're a flavonoid expert, and maybe you could tell us a little bit about how about what pigmentation is, hyperpigmentation, and how the flavonoids work to protect the skin from the darkening and dark spots.
Well, you know, they all work together. We're really talking about a very important issue beyond cosmetic. You know, we all know that skin aging and skin cell death is associated with hyperpigmentation, with spots, aging spots, with loss of elasticity, with wrinkles. All these things are quite evident. So most of us can tell the difference in the skin of a 70-year-old versus a 5-year-old just by looking at the skin characteristics and elasticity. But we're talking about something also very serious. The dark side of this is all the aspects that are related to aging of the skin and making the skin less supple are also leading, for some of us, to cancer, skin cancer. So the same processes of preserving your antioxidant system and supporting that and decreasing inflammation and decreasing effects on the telomeres, the DNA, and loss of skin viability that, you know, turns into, for some of us, skin cancer. So it's valuable to consider anything that can support your immune system of the skin and your oxidative system of the skin, not only for its appearance, but also to help prevent cancer. And so I think there's really a very important aspect of this beyond the cosmetic area.
Would you go as far as to say that the flavonoids are anti-cancer for the skin, anti-skin cancer?
Well, it appears that they are. It appears that they are. I haven't rigorously studied, this area of what we call photocarcinogenesis and bioflavonoids. But
makes sense, though.
DNA damages are central to photocarcinogenesis and skin cancer. The implication is that there's a value in this bioflavonoid-based type of treatment to support not only the skin antioxidant system, which would favorably modify the inflammatory expression to inhibit photoaging, but also its most serious sequela, which is skin cancer. So this is an area of intense research, and so there are a lot of products now available that are trying to exploit the important properties of flavonoids in supporting the skin antioxidant system.
Would you say that somebody who's out in the sun, working in the sun, or who's fair complected and more prone towards getting skin cancer would be smart to use it prophylactically ahead of time, preventatively, flavonoids?
No question. I think they should be, there are certain physical things you can do, like stay out of the sun and wear a hat. And then there are certain biologic layers of protection, which I would say would be things like the SPF creams and that kind of thing. And then internally, from a biologic supportive point of view, supporting your own levels of antioxidants and anti-inflammatories, and that's where these bioflavonoids would fit in.
How about if somebody already has skin cancer or has a history of skin cancer?
Well, I think it's probably true that beyond the conventional therapy for skin cancer, you've already proven that you are prone for this. So obviously basal cells and squamous cell cancers and melanoma are all related to this depression of your own ability to counteract the inflammatory aspects and the deleterious aspects of ultraviolet radiation and other toxins. You've already proven that you have a tendency, so I think it's especially important to prevent future cancer.
If somebody has a history.
In anybody like that. And that's why when you do show that you have a history of basal cell or other types of skin cancer, the recommendation is to be very, very careful about the sun and also to support your system, especially with skincare products.
What's the relationship between vitamin C and bioflavonoids?
Well, I think, and we've discussed this before, I think there's some cofactors involved so that they support each other and then they're necessary for each other. There are many products, skincare products in the market that have vitamin C derivatives as an ingredient. And like ascorbyl palmitate, and it's the L-ascorbic acid. It seems to be the most useful form of vitamin C. So how they interact is not always clear, but certainly with age and sun exposure, collagen synthesis in the skin decreases, leading to wrinkles, and vitamin C is an antioxidant proven to stimulate the synthesis of collagen, and that helps minimize the fine lines and the scars and the wrinkles that we see in aging skin.
Now,
hyaluronic acid would be another product that, is sort of a fountain of youth and helps support and cushion and lubricate and support the connective tissues, as vitamin C does also. So, all these forces of nature, as you age and as you get more cumulative exposure, seem to try to destroy your own hyaluronic acid. Certainly diet and smoking can accelerate this. So skincare products that contain hyaluronic acid are frequently used to treat wrinkled skin.
Is there an issue with getting flavonoids into the blood through the digestive system? Is that something that you have to pay attention to? Is it readily absorbed? Do you need to have fat digestion is involved? I know. Is there any issues with malabsorption that affect how well your body's going to be able to leverage or exploit the flavonoids?
Well, I think that's probably true. Having said that, we've been able to show very, very high levels of bioflavonoids with both systemic absorption and what we're developing in the future, which is the skin cream. It turns out that the bergamot has two photoprotective agents. One is called naringenin, the other one is hespericin, which have been proven in other studies done by other research groups to permeate through the stratum cornea to deeper levels of the skin. So not only are we depending on the Bergamax type of formulation to give you a high level of antioxidants in the blood level, but we'll also eventually have skin creams that can be applied topically and could be excellent candidates for protective agents against skin photoaging and potentially cutaneous skin cancer.
And also if it's the anti-inflammatory effects, it's probably anti-acne or anti-psoriasis or anti-eczema or any other skin issue, right?
Well, certainly psoriasis and acne, obviously, as you know, acne has a very strong inflammatory basis to it. So I think those are all logical conclusions.
You think using the bergamox internally, taking flavonoids internally, can also have benefits for things like eczema, psoriasis, and acne?
Well, that's what we hope. We haven't studied that. We've studied skin aging. We've studied various molecular biomarkers that have been proven to be associated with skin aging. One, of course, is all the mechanisms having to do with oxidative stress overwhelming the endogenous system, but also there's an overexpression of inflammatory cytokines. Those are the molecules of inflammation,
the cytokines.
Right.
The molecules of inflammation. That's all the time we have, Doc. Thank you so much. Okay. We'll have you back on next month. We'll talk more flavonoids. If you're interested in purchasing the Bergamot product, Bergamax, you can go to Brightside Health Products if you have diabetes, or you're interested in protecting your skin from aging or the effects of the sun. If you're hyperpigmenting, if you have acne, eczema, psoriasis, any skin issues you want to think about using flavonoids in the Bergamax. Bergamot flavonoids are the most potent ones going. Thanks, Dr. Ehrlich. We'll talk to you again soon, buddy. I'm Pharmacist Ben. Thank you. Thanks, Doc. I'm Pharmacist Ben. Thanks for listening. Check out my website, brightsideben.com, criticalhealthnews.com, pharmacistben.com. If you're interested in purchasing any of Truth products, go to truthtreatments.com, and the Bergamax is available at brightsidehealthproducts.com. Tomorrow we'll continue talking skin health. We'll talk about a vitamin that you can use for exfoliation and anti-aging benefits as well. Thanks for listening, friends. Have a wonderful, awesome, beautiful day. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye for now.
More and more people are discovering the incredible benefits of alkalizing the body, and there's no better product for it than AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops. Packed with a powerful combination of the most alkaline minerals and compounds, just a few drops in water will rid your body of harmful waste and give you more vibrance and vigor than you've had in years. Now buy 2 bottles and get $10 off your order. Call 800-518-7615 or visit alkavision.com. Alkalize your body. Supercharge your health at alkavision.com.
Affordable health insurance was the promise of Obamacare, but for many, the government mandate caused more problems than it solved. And I want to tell you about a truly affordable alternative, Liberty HealthShare. Liberty HealthShare bypasses doctor and hospital panels, giving you the freedom to choose. 100% coverage up to $1 million per year per occurrence, who includes dental, vision, pharmacy, and holistic care. Call 1-800-714-6993. 1-800-714-6993. 1-800-714-6993 today.
Did you know every woman will layer on 14 pounds of toxins in use of cosmetics alone? Unfortunately, top brands women rely on to look their best may be hiding harsh chemicals that have been linked to cancer, organ failure, and birth defects. Longevity Minerals, an all-natural beauty line that heals your skin from the inside out. Try it today at www.morethanhighheels.com. That's www.morethanhighheels.com.
Hi, this is Ted Anderson. Have you ever wondered why banks, stockbrokers, investment advisors won't talk about gold IRAs? They've been available since 1986, yet the financial industry won't recognize the value of gold for your retirement. Gold has outperformed paper investments, yet no word about IRAs. If you would like to have gold for your retirement, call 800-686-2237. Don't get left behind by rising inflation and low returns. Call 800-686-2237. Secure your future and call 1-800-686-2237.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99, and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows, pause and rewind live TV, even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV.
Hi, my name is Scott Fuchs, teacher and rowing coach for over 14 years. I was sluggish, overweight, on prescription drugs, and only 30-something. Fortunately, I was referred to Dr. Z, and happy to say Dr. Z's all-natural protocols over a consistent course resolved my health issues. I'm in the best shape of my life, and most importantly, on 0 medications.
I'm Dr. Zdanowski, author of Evology, trained as a primary care physician, surgical manipulation under anesthesia, expert in nutrition, diet, weight loss, immune system, and I specialize in chiropractic. My 15 years of professional experience has taught me the 4 keys to vibrant health: a balanced musculoskeletal system, an integrated nervous system, a flowing lymphatic system, and a body filled with over 90 essential nutrients. This has been a secret too long. Actualize your potential, reverse disease. Call me, Dr. Z, 201-945-1177, 201-945-1177, evolyourself.com.
This is Steve Spillum for Midas Resources. In 1971, President Nixon took the United States off the gold standard and put us into a fiat currency. This allowed Congress and the Federal Reserve to create trillions of dollars out of thin air. The national debt has risen to incredible heights, and your hard-earned dollars buy a small fraction of what they once did. The average life expectancy for a fiat currency is 27 years. The dollar is failing and on borrowed time. When currencies fall, people turn to gold and silver because gold and silver have been real money for more than 5,000 years. It is our mission at Midas Resources to help you preserve your capital. Don't let your personal savings shrink to nothing. For important free information on how you can protect your personal wealth, contact me, Steve Spillum, at 1-800-686-2237, extension 308. Call today while we are still accepting dollars for gold and silver. 1-800-686-2237, extension 308. Make a change in your financial security today. That's 1-800-686-2237, extension 308.
It's absolutely heartbreaking. All over America, people are suffering from issues related to angina pain, high blood pressure, congestive heart failure, irregular heartbeat, clogged arteries, and high cholesterol. Can you live your life free from sickness, pain, and fear, and experience your body's healing itself? Look to Heart and Body Extract, an all-natural supplement that aids ailing bodies. It is an exclusive formula of wild-crafted and organic herbs. End the pain without all the side effects of prescription drugs. People 20 years younger will envy your vitality. Want a happier, healthier you? Then go to heartandbody.com or call toll-free 866-295-5305 for free information. Heart and Body Extract offers a lifetime guarantee with no price increase in over 14 years. What are you waiting for? Call Heart and Body now at 866-295-5305 for your free information or go to heartandbody.com. Distributor inquiries are welcome.